everybody. Just kidding. Alright, so it's been a long time since I've uploaded a video. It's not that I haven't taken video of me fishing, it's just that I haven't been happy with the content. And that's my fault, so I apologize. I'm not setting up the cameras properly. And there's kind of like this jinx when you set up a camera, you never catch fish. So, yeah. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. So I fish as a co-angler all the time. I don't fish as a boater, and there's reasons for that outside of not having a boat of my own. So as a non-boater, as a co-angler, you have very minimal space to store your gear. Sometimes you have no space, because sometimes you have boaters who just don't clear out any compartment space for you, which is fine if they want to be that way. Like, it's nice of a guy to clear out the back compartment on your side, but they don't always do it. So today I'm going to show you how I utilize the minimal space that I get on a boat that's not mine, as well as include the most gear possible so I can be prepared for anything that happens on the lake. So, we all know those guys that carry way too much tackle. Way too much tackle. I'm talking they bring their whole house. They bring 6,000, 7,000 series boxes, just stacks of them in a big duffel bag essentially. So I used to be that guy until I started making changes around and saying, man, I really don't need to bring all that, or I only need to bring this, or I only need to bring that. So once I've kind of figured out what it was that I was comfortable fishing with, or after I talk to my boater and say, hey, you know, have you been on a bite? Have you been doing this? Have you been doing that? I learned to minimize my tackle, and this is how I do it. This right here, I bought this at Michael's. So yes, I was at Michael's. I was actually looking for some snap swivels and some split ring pliers and like a jewelry organizer. It's under the camera right now, you can't see it. So I could organize my tackle in a different manner. I was trying something new. And I stumbled across this box. This is actually a photo organizer. Like, they have, if you guys go look for these, they have it on the aisle where they have all the cubbies and stuff. Just ask for the photo organizer. So this one I bought, and this one came with all of the trays inside of it. You can buy it without the trays. I don't know why you would want to do that, because the trays are what make this the best. So I'm going to show you guys how I do this and how I utilize this space. So first of all, this one comes with, let's see, 16 small photo boxes. 16. That's amazing. To fit in this small box. Awesome. Alright. So let me just take this cover off. If I can figure out how. Alright. Another cool thing that comes off. Put that down there. And here's, I'm trying to do this without tipping it over. Here's what it looks like from the front, okay? So you have this, and it's got these little sliders, so they slide into a slot. They're not freely hanging there, so they don't just fall out. So here's what I've got going here, okay? So in order to utilize my space best, I've broken these boxes up into different categories. So we'll start off here. Here I have my hooks box, okay? So we'll just open this on up real quick, and we'll go with well, I've got used hooks in here from the last tournament that I need to clean up. So there's two baits. Here's a horny toad. Oh, it's actually, I forgot, a crazy legs frog, I think is what it's called. This one's what am I trying to say? It's a Strike King rage tail, and this is a green pumpkin and blue Senko. So they didn't catch any fish. Alright, so here we go. So this is my hooks box. This is how I go about organizing it. So here I have a bag of swim bait hooks. Here I have a bag of drop shot hooks. I'm actually kind of falling behind because I had to go buy more hooks while I was at my tournament. So each one of these bags of hooks is labeled. So these are just small jewelry bags that you can buy at Michael's. I think I bought the size 3s. I think that's what these are. So I take the labels, and you can get these multi-use labels. These are the ones that I buy, multi-use labels. and these are the 5/8 inch by 7/8 inch. So they're kind of expensive, but they're worth it because they last forever. And I take a small fine point Sharpie and I write what's on it. So here we have 2/0 worm hooks right here. So here's some more 2/0 worm hooks, round bend worm hooks. Okay, so I put these in here. Okay, and then I have, well, that should be in there. Those are weighted swim bait hooks. So this, like this bag says, swim bait hooks. Okay, 3/0 extra heavy flipping hooks, 5/0 flipping hooks, like miscellaneous hooks. Like these are just like ones I got mystery tackle box, and I kind of just threw them in a miscellaneous bag. You got 3/0 extra wide EWGs, 4/0 EWGs, 4/0 worm hooks, 2/0 EWGs, 4/0 heavy flipping hooks. So splitting it into bags like this and labeling it, cuts down on my time that I take looking for baits, or sorry, looking for hooks or baits in my tackle, and it also helps me keep more tackle in my possession. So every angler's greatest fear is going fishing and not having what they're biting, or going fishing and forgetting something at home. So I've made it easy for myself to where I can just whip one of these boxes out and be like, oh hey, I have a swim bait hook, or oh hey, I have a flipping hook. So that's my hook box. So and like I said, I have a labeling system. All these have labels on them, so I know what they are. My weights box. This says tungsten weights because I don't really use lead, but I do have some lead weights in here, and they're all labeled. This has my bobber stops in it. This has nail weights in it here. Like here's a bag of 3/8 ounce tungsten. So this way I don't have to go looking for what I need. This also has some other miscellaneous stuff in it, like these spinners that I made. This is what I went to Michael's to get, is the stuff to make this, the snap swivel and stuff. Because when you buy the snap swivels at Cabela's or Bass Pro Shops, they're way too expensive. So go to Michael's, buy big bags of them for cheaper, and then you can make them. It smells like coffee from this. This smells like coffee. It smells so tasty. Looks tasty, but didn't catch any fish. Okay, so this is just how I organize this stuff, because it's so much easier and you get so much more stuff with you. So you don't have to carry all those big boxes. You have one big box with all of your stuff in it, okay? So I'm actually gonna lay this down. It's getting difficult putting it up and pulling boxes up, okay? So we'll go with crankbaits. Crankbaits, here we go. So this is labeled 0 to 6 feet, and it has a lot of crankbaits in it. So a big thing with guys is that their crankbaits get tangled up. Like, oh man, how am I gonna get all these crankbaits? Like when you pull them out, they're all tangled up. Pulling them out, they're not tangled up. Like, look at that. Like all of them are, I just pull them out. This one's tangled up, but watch. Boom, done. I'm just pulling crankbaits out here with no tangles. You wanna know how I do it? Easy. Where's that one that didn't have? All right, so here's an Arashi. This is a square bill. By the way, these Arashis are bomb. They're really good. They're self-tuning bills, so like if it won't swim one way, like it wobbles, so it's actually really good. Check them out. Not sponsored by these guys, but check out their square bills. I really like them. All right, so here's those jewelry bags I was telling you about. Just a pack of them. You gotta keep them because, especially with your hooks, like you go through those bags real quick. Okay, so these are hair tie bands. They're rubber hair tie bands. They're literally a box of goodie bands. That's what they are. Here's how I keep my crankbaits from getting tangled. Take your hooks, you put your rubber band here, and you wrap it around until the rubber band gets short enough where you can just poke it through, and do that. Your rubber bands are stuck together, or your hooks are stuck together with a rubber band. How do you get them off? What did I do with my scissors? I just had my scissors. Let me go grab my scissors real quick. So, every fisherman carries his tools. I carry scissors, I carry forceps, and I carry clippers. Sorry, scissors, forceps, and pliers. 2 sets of scissors because one of them is always dull, whatever. Let's just say I need to go get a crankbait out of my box. So I pick up the crankbait, I tie it on, and after I tie it on, I just cut the rubber band like that. Look, throw this in my box or in my bag or whatever I have, and my crankbait's ready to go. No hook untangling, no mess all over the boat trying to find your crankbait. Like, it was easy. Like, Clacking wraps here, these hooks, they have like a longer hook here, they get tangled up all the time. So, and when you organize them, you just kind of, it's a jigsaw puzzle, that's all it is. You just put your crankbaits in where they fit. You don't have to shove anything in there, you don't have to force anything in there. Like this crankbait box is, what does it say, 0 to 6 feet? Yeah, 0 to 6 feet. So I have small square bill crankbaits, like this is a custom one. I have that in there. I have bigger square bill crankbaits. This one's a 5-footer again. Like, this is what I keep in here, and this is how I keep it. Now, like I said, I can fit way more gear in these boxes when I take care of them. So I'm ready for everything. So again, we'll put this one back and grab another rubber band around one point, wrap it around, and over the other point. Boom. Not going anywhere. And you just make it fit. Done. Put it back. There you go. It's done. I put my crankbait on. I put my box away. I didn't have to deal with, oh, I forgot one. Let me do, there's another. This one says 0 to 8 feet because it's got some bigger ones in it. But let me just do this. I'm not going to fit in there. There's some space. Don't stab yourself either with your hooks. That's not smart. Done. There you go. Crankbaits. Like I have some deep diving crankbaits. These are up to 16 feet. So like, I just basically, based on the bill size, that's where the box that they go into. So like some of them, their max depth says 10 feet, some of them says 12 feet. So I have a range and I put them in there. So next we'll talk about how I organize my spinnerbaits. There we go. So I'm actually going to tag him in this video. There was a gentleman who put a post on looking for a box to like how everybody organizes their spinnerbaits and their buzz baits and whatnot. And because he was having an issue with them getting tangled. The skirts, the hooks, the blades, like the skirts would get tangled in the blades. Like, I know people have that problem. I don't have that problem. And let me tell you why. So, well, these hooks will get tangled like this, but they're coming right apart. So here's what I do. I take the spinnerbait, and no matter what spinnerbait it is, I trim the skirt. I didn't trim this one very much because they were biting it with a longer skirt. Like the more it trailed, it seemed like the better that they would bite it. Because I have another one like this with a really short skirt. This is a War Eagle, by the way. So what I've done is I've taken the rubber bands and I make it work. I find one that's a little bit more stretched out. I take it here. Oops, sorry. And I use the blade to help me out. So I will, oops, technical difficulties. I take the blade and the O-ring and I will do that, okay? So for this one I do that. Other ones I take the rubber band, I wrap it around the hook, or I put it around something, and I put it in the box. That way it's not all tangled up. And then you put it right there. So not all of my skirts are trimmed on these, but I'm alleviating all the tangling that's going on in here. Like, what's this one? No, this one I just put in there, because I might need a black one. This skirt's not trimmed. It's a short skirt, but it's not trimmed. So I'll do the same thing with it. Do this, and slide it, and there you go. Now it's not moving around everywhere. These, I just tuck the skirts in, close the box, done. There you go. Spinner. Yeah guys, this is my first tournament ever, so I totally don't know how to organize any of this crap. There we go. Sorry. I'm a newbie, guys. I'm a noob. There's your pull tags. Those are going to come with me anyways tomorrow. Alright, let's open this bag. Small duffel bag type thing. Got to put those back in the box. Boom! Hey look, more storage containers. Whew. It's rank in there, guys. It is rank in there. Alright, cool. That little bag fits these in there. Okay, so what do we have? We open it. Here's how I organize things. Here, jigs, Texas rigs, trailers, like certain trailers that I could put on like a chatterbait, a spinnerbait. I could use this for Carolina rigs, whatever the case may be. Does this have finesse ones in it? This does have some finesse versions in it. I probably ran out of space in this one. But, like, these are all the baits, the soft baits or the trailers that I think I'm gonna need. What do you start off with? Hey, look at that, Chigger Cross, boom. One of the best jig trailers ever made. What is this, the 4-inch? Okay, I know I have some 3 inches in here. This is the Z-Craw Junior. And see, everything is organized by brand. First it's organized by what kind of bait it is. Is it a trailer, like a flipping bait? Is it a creature bait, or is it a lizard? That's how it's organized. So these are creature baits, and once we get past here, so we have, and once we get past here, so we have these grubs here, twin tail grubs by Big Bite Baits. Then we go to Gary Yamamoto's. Those are Senkos, and then we have other Senko type baits in here. That's how I organize all this. I take whatever I feel I'm gonna need. If it doesn't fit in here, I don't need it. There are some things that don't fit in here that I take, like swim baits. Right here, these swim baits. I have some more swim baits, some other random Tytech baits that I have. Some skinny dippers. Right now there's some Yamamoto baits in there because I had them in the cooler, but like I have all these bags of baits, and the reason I keep them is because I know they work. Everybody knows a green pumpkin Senko is gonna work. Everybody knows that. If you don't know that, you're crazy, and you probably shouldn't be fishing. Just kidding. Fish. Fish, fish, fish. Fishing will save you from doing drugs. I promise you. You don't have money to spend on drugs when you fish. That's the truth. Ask anybody. So here's more Senkos. Like, I put them in the cooler because they were getting too hot and they were ripping. So, boom, this is how I take so much tackle with me. Alright. Business call, how to handle it. Alright, so here we go. So, we just talked about these boxes. So basically what I take with me during a tournament is this here, okay? Clearly I didn't clean up after myself from the last tournament, so. And I take this. And in this, so this is what this is what I take. In this bag, let me move this. Now we'll stand up. This is so you guys can get the close-ups. All right, so in this bag, I can fit tools. I fit a culling scale, okay? Forceps, scissors. I have extra baits that I can throw on the sides here, like these swim baits come in a big hard box. I just throw them in the side there. My culling pads, I just clip these to the side. That way I don't lose them and I remember them. I strap my PFD to this so I can just grab it and go. That's how I like to go. I like to be ready. I like to be able to, so my boater says, hey, we're moving spots. Okay, so I close this up, I snap it, I zip this up, we're good. Okay, that's what I do. The one thing that I do that some boaters don't like, and I find it inconvenient, it's just because I haven't upgraded my rods yet to my rod sponsor. So I still bring a few rods. So like this tournament, I haven't decided if I'm gonna bring both spinning rods or just one. I'll probably just bring one. I'm bringing 2, 3, possibly 4 casting rods. Right now I have 6 rods with me to take tomorrow. I'll do some thinking about it and then I'll decide which ones I'm going to bring. I know I'm bringing my big one, my jig rod. Like I'm going to bring that because we're going to throw jigs tomorrow. I'm going to bring my medium heavy because I'm going to throw a top water on it. I'm going to throw a whopper plopper. With that medium heavy, I could throw a top water. I could throw a Texas rig. I could throw all kinds of stuff on a medium heavy. It's a very universal rod. But then what if I want to throw like really small square bills, like some of my custom ones? Well, I have medium action rods with a moderate tip. So it all depends on how I want to approach tomorrow. That's a big thing. So I'll have these rigged up tonight. Like I said, there's going to be a jig. There's going to be a top water. There's going to be a Senko. Jig, top water, Senko. You take the top water off, you throw a crankbait on. Texas rig, whatever you want. So that's how I go rig to a tournament. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments and then I'll answer them for you. If you have my number, text me, call me, whatever. Text me, call me, stalk me, you know. Anyways, give my channel a follow. I don't have a lot of followers right now because I haven't been making the content and that's my fault. So give me a follow. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. That way I can do more videos like this. I can do videos on how I spool my reels with line. I can do how I store my line. I can do all kinds of videos for you guys. Like that, I don't have a problem doing that. Just tell me what you guys want to see. Tell me what you guys want to see. Alright? So I appreciate you guys watching this video. Wish me luck tomorrow and fish on, guys.